Emacs, whatever your flavor plugins, how to maintain. You need to have excellent skills on the editor, okay? And you'll need to have excellent skills on your environment. Otherwise, you're simply not going to be productive. Sorry. That's it. It's a fact of life. When you see those videos where people are clicking 3 buttons and 6 things are happening, that's not reality. That's not how you develop in real life. Okay? That's like watching The Matrix and expecting it to be real. Okay? There's no shame in using an IDE. So don't be afraid to use an IDE. Yes, sir. Question.
Have you started playing around with Asm yet? And how do you feel about it?
Okay. Would you rather spend your time figuring out another editor and all the plugins that you need, or get productive and get it done?
I mean, it seems like a middle ground between an IDE and
I have tried it. I don't have enough leisure time to go and experiment with every IDE that's in fashion in the market. So one, I just thought IDE that remember when Lighttable came out? Everyone's like, Lighttable. I used it struggling just to get productive. I want something that's intuitive. I meant Python. There are a lot more Python IDEs. There are a lot more. PyCharm is one of that. Okay. This is going on. Use separate settings. I recommend three levels of settings. Common settings that are common against across production and development environment, and development specific testing and production specific settings. The biggest advice I can give you is use the same database that you're using in production in development. It's okay to use SQLite in development and use Postgres in production, but you'll soon find out that some features of the ORM don't work in SQLite at all, and your views are no longer working. You're not able to test. Right? So, for example, distinct on fields doesn't work on SQLite or MySQL. It only works on Postgres. Okay? Which brings me to my next point. Use Postgres. It's best supported. It has the most feature-rich set. It's highly performant, especially version 9, and they support binary JSON as a native type. Just don't bother arguing or searching. Use Redis or Memcache or something like that for anything that's that has to do with a session. You don't want to dump this in your database. Anything that has to do with template caching, which you should be using anyways. And any expensive operation, like if you have a daily summary, like if you're calculating the stock movement of a market for a day, calculate it once at the beginning of the day, store it in Redis, and then use Redis throughout the day. Don't calculate don't hit the database at the beginning of the day. You will not believe how fast it will make your application. Use local flavor. Okay, who knows what local flavor is? What's local flavor?
Basically, Django customized the repository for doing.
This used to be built in with Django, but then from Django 1.5, we made it a separate application. Basically, once you install this, for Kuwait, they already have the civil ID verification. So you don't need to write the civil ID verification. I have a form, I want someone to enter the civil ID. I don't have to worry about if it's a valid civil ID. It's already there. If you want to check if a number is a valid IBAN, it's already there. Which brings me into this, which is my default Python Django environment where I start any project. So the first one, I'll go down the list and I'll explain what each one of these things is. Okay? The Django MPTT. MPTT stands for multi-path tree traversal. It's a very fancy way of saying category, subcategory, 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 and storing this information in a relational database using keys and foreign key lookups. So if you go to MPTT, you'll find out what the data behind it is. Django MPTT is an application that implements this. All you need to do is you need to go and put a field called parent and refer it to itself, the model, and then that's it. You can have parent and sub-parent and sub-sub-parent, and it will take care of all these things. And it's very, very smart in traversing the tree. So the trees in databases it becomes very expensive if you find out this is the child of what root. So MPTT takes care of that. Django templated email is it fixes one of the biggest issues with Django is there's no easy way to send HTML emails out of Django using the built-in Django libraries. Built-in Django tools that come with it. So this is a really nice application that you can download and install, and it will take any template that you write in the normal Django template language and use it to send emails out. It's so simple that you set the subject in the template itself. You say it's a yes.
1.7.
It's supposed to be, but I don't trust it. So I use it. Unicode Slugify is make sure your slugs are Unicode compliant. South and Pillow, I don't need to explain. We're going to explain South and Pillow. South is database migrations. So instead of dropping your tables and creating them again, if you add a field, it knows how to generate only that SQL, add that field, and apply that in sequence. Pillow is for image manipulation. You actually need Pillow if you're using anything that has to do with image fields. So just install it by default. Django braces is extra decorations for views, for class-based views. For example, if you're writing a class-based view and you want to make sure it's only called when someone is logged in, instead of figuring that out yourself, you just inherit from one of the classes from Django braces. Django avatar for managing user avatars. Cache URL. Configurations is what I use to manage my settings. I don't use the normal Django settings system. It allows me to have configurations as classes and inherit from those classes. Crispy forms and floppy forms, these give you excellent form rendering. They're compatible with the form classes that come with Django, and they'll provide HTML5 form fields. Django model utilities, it's one of the classes that you should really learn. Because if you want to create a model that has a timestamp that's automatically updated, for example, okay, instead of figuring out what the arguments should be, just inherit from timestamp model. That's it. If you want to have a range of features, if you want to track, if you want to have a field that tracks when a certain field has changed, it automatically does that for you. All you do is create the field and tell it, track when this field changes. And whenever that field changes, this field will get updated with the timestamp. So things like these utilities are very useful in model features. Autoslug to create slugs. Secure is when you want to put your application in production. Local flavor I explained already. Django filter takes any model and fields you specify and will make the filter for you. You know, like when you show me only those where country is Kuwait, and the results will filter automatically. It does this way. So you don't have to worry about the query set and what the queue objects should be right. So it's very easy to use. Django debug toolbar, I use this. The biggest use it has is it tells you what the context variables are being sent in from templates when it runs. Django storages, this is for when you deploy your application and you want to put all your assets on S3. The problem is, with Django storages, it will create one folder in your bucket and it will dump your media files and your static files in one folder, which is very wrong, which is very bad. Which is why I use Django S3 folder storage, and it creates a separate media folder and a separate static folder in your S3 bucket. Collect fast is for S3 because it will only collect those items that have changed. So it makes your uploading process because we're using S3. GUnicorn for running your app in production. E20 for payment pipe if you have anything to do with payment. By the way, this one I wrote. It's mine.
Can you explain the Django secure?
I can, but I don't have time, so I'll show you that. So demo now. Okay. Let me explain what you're about to see. I type in the demo. This is going to be fun. I forgot my demo notes. Things you type in the demo are things you will type on your computer. So take your laptop out and follow.
Windows.
Okay. What you do is you create a virtual environment. Okay. So this is where all your Python libraries will be installed. So can anyone see this?
No.
Oh, this is what I thought. What I'm going to do is switch it around just like that. And now hopefully that's what it is.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, so instead of going back and forth, you can have and you can save these schemes and load them all at once when teamwork starts. So when I started at the office, I have a screen like this that's monitoring all my servers. It's always the second tab. If you look at my iTerm window, you'll notice that I can open multiple tabs, and then each tab can have multiple teamwork sessions inside.
This is
So iOS.
iOS.
It runs on the iOS.
OS6. How does it compare to iTerm?
Two different things.
Tmux with a GNU screen. Technically.
Splitting it.
Okay, so the first thing you do is you create your virtual environment. So I'm going to create my virtual environment. First, I'm going to so just type this command. You should have the tools that I mentioned earlier already installed. Okay, after that you'll get this. You will not get the funky E Sadab on your prompt. You have Sadab in brackets and then your normal prompt. So has everyone reached this stage?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That's the first thing you need to install.
Because I use meetup.
Yeah.
Virtual environment.
So you don't have
It's there, but
this command, mk virtual environment. You only have this if you have virtual environment wrapper installed. If you don't have virtual environment wrapper installed, use this.
Yeah.
Okay? Good? Alright.
Distribution, that's fine.
Yeah. Go to the shell and do it, just like I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like this. Like this. Just type this. Exactly as it is. Okay. Once you have it running, the first thing you will install is this application called Cookie Cutter. Okay? So, you'll notice on my machine, it's going extremely fast. Because I've configured my pip to cache packages that download once, so I don't keep downloading this. Secret tips. Okay, so Cookie Cutter is installed. Who has reached this point?
Installing.
Installing?
Done.
It takes some time. It installs. The thing that takes a lot of time to get running is the YAML. You should be reaching the stage where it's in there. Okay? Great? Good?
I have problems with the virtual environment in the terminal. So I do a project with my channel and I do.
What's the problem here? This is virtual Python.
Is it recording?
Yeah, what's the button?
Just tell him that.
They always have two platforms installed.
Okay. Everyone's done with this? Yeah? Because here comes the part that you're waiting. Next, I want you to type this. It's a long thing to type. Okay, you will type better. Okay, and then okay. What Cookie Cutter does is it allows you to take a pre-existing template that you customize, and it uses that to create your whatever you need. So it's like so I've uploaded my Django Cookie Cutter template on my GitHub page, so you can just use mine, and I'll show you what it is. Okay? And I'll show you how to customize this for your own needs.
Cloning.
Done?
Cloning.
Cloning? Yeah. So when you hit enter, because I've done this before, it gives me this. But eventually, you should reach a point where it asks you for a prompt.
The project.
There we go. Eventually, save project name. Okay. So you see these prompts? These you can customize as much as you like. Whatever value you type here goes into a variable that you later on use in your application directory structure. So here's what I want you to type. So the project name is Siddharth Demo. Okay? The repo name is Siddharth. Okay? Your name is your name.
Batman.
Okay? Or you can just hit enter. And put your email. This is my email. If you send me spam, okay, I'll print it out. I'll share it at the next meetup.
Burhan Khalid.
Okay?
How singles me?
Description, you can just type whatever you want here.
Does it have Valid email, or does it not matter at this point? I understand.
When you finish this, here's what you get.
Always do that.
You will get
Unless it's in
a
that.
directory called
LS.
Setup, which is the name of your repository. Okay. You go inside this directory, you will see it has created all these files for you. Yes.
I installed
Next step.
This is your template file, sir?
These are my examples. Okay, the next step is this step. I'll wait till everyone catches up because this is a milestone for you to read this.
Yeah, what are those blue Icarity, boot swatch?
Directory names. Just color. These are the projects that I'm working on.
Okay, this is your.
It's my project. Okay, so once you install the there, just type this one. I'll wait till everyone has this directory. If you don't have it, raise your hands. I'll have someone else. Because after this comes the fun part. You haven't seen my other Android, Troy? That's the Zorro voice. You haven't seen my
No.
Zorro? My Zorro Android?
Did you bring it?
No, I had it for years. He has a cape and a mustache.
Wow.
Show you a picture of it.
Sure.
I have one that's clear. I have one that's plain green one. I have called Angry Tech. He's a guy he's a droid dressed up like an angry tech guy. So he's like, and then glasses.
Okay.
He's got a tie. But the thing is, I don't know which box it's inside. The boxes are not. So I have this big box, and you just pick one, and you open, and then you figure out what you get. So, Allah, he wanted two, so I just picked two at random, and I gave it to him, and he got the caveman and the Jordan. Done?
Yes.
You got the prompts, you answered the questions, you have the Siddharth directory.
We have a little Android. Actual working version. Hello, how are you?
Is it a copy of Paidanis?
It's his wife.
Yeah, his wife.
But
you added a lot.
Are you missing something on the left?
Why did you come on the
Where did you reach? Yeah,
every Monday? Every Monday, we
Create a
show
short version of this. What that is. So there is important for setup. Oh, yeah, change first.
that's my
Low level of noise reduction, edge detection with template. This lecture is a lot of math. This is I'm not بقول من مثلا this is reality we're just taking
Okay, everyone's here? Attention, please. Everyone's here? Great. Now, I'll go through these files one by one. So I'll explain what each of these files is. It's very important. Contributors.txt, this is your fame and shame file. So anyone who's helped you out, you write your name in here. Grunt file is what runs Grunt. Did I explain Grunt before? I need to explain Grunt. Grunt is an application that you define tasks that you want it to do, tasks that are common. For example, watch a file, watch a directory for files that change, and if they change, run this program on those files.
Okay.
So that's what we did.
Sounds sorry.
Well, okay, so I'll go through these files. I'll open these files up and then I'll explain what they are. License. My template is optimized for Heroku. So I already have a POC file in this. So when you download this, all you need to do is go to Heroku and initialize an application and just push the repository and it's already configured to run on Heroku. Okay. README, obviously, it's Bower is this file tells Bower, the application, which packages your, for example, if you need Bootstrap, you will add Bootstrap in here and you will just say Bower install. And Bower will go and fetch Bootstrap, and if Bootstrap needs jQuery to fetch jQuery and to fetch all those things and make them available for you. So you having to manually go to bootstrap.com and download the correct versions. Docs for documentation. Package.json is for NPM. It tells NPM what packages your application needs. Okay. The reason there's a requirements directory and a requirements file is because most platform as a service providers like Heroku, they will look for a file that's called requirements.txt. Okay. But because the requirements files can be chained, this file is just, there's only one line in it which tells it to go inside this directory and install the requirements. But it's required because otherwise your application was not compatible with the platform as a service provider. Set up that file to make sure that you are able to publish this package on the Python package index, and then you can pick install your own application. And of course, this is where your application is. So your Django root is this directory. Okay. The stuff from here up is to help you work. Okay. I'll go through these files one by one before we start actually using this package. Okay. So everyone reached the stage where these files are run. Okay. Let me load the grunt file first and explain, and then let's have a look at what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. It's JavaScript, basically, no JavaScript. Okay. What it's saying is, read this JSON file, which has the packages that you need, load the tasks for grunt, and return these configuration variables. So what I have to do is I have it tell me what's my templates directory, what's my static directory for CSS, for SAS files I need to combine, for fonts, for images, for static JavaScript, and what is my manage.py. The reason I'm telling it where is my manage.py is because I can have this application automatically run the manage.py server for me whenever any of these files change. So if I'm not using PyCharm, I'm using a normal IDE where I don't have all these rich integrations. I can just use Bower as my, and I can use Grunt as my Grunt. We also run different tasks.
I got right. You need that for the free version of PyCharm as well, right?
You will need it for the free version. All right. So